Well, so do I. Hello, hello, hello. We're live here on YouTube. I'm a little grainy, but what the heck? There you go. I have to sit back in the chair. Well, but I doubt if we'll have any people that join us, but who knows? Well, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? New live chat replay. Now, viewers who replay your live streams later will see the chat as it happened. You can turn this off in your video settings. Got it. So there's the chat if anybody wanted to go in and chat. So we're just kind of playing around with this to see if this works here on YouTube. The two of us have a lot to say at any given time, and I really didn't know how to bring somebody on. So we were just trying to see if we could bring Deborah on through Skype because I'm not really sure how to put two people on here yet. Yeah. So that's Deborah Munson, and I'm Madeline Rudy. And who are we anyway? Have we have we have we decided who we really are? Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to figure out who you are or what you want to do when you grow up. We're yeah, blah, 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 blah. We're still trying to figure out what we want to do when we grow up. Hmm. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good thing. Yeah. 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 Isn't that the holy truth, though? Because people who still play like kids or have fun like kids, they're having the fun. Yeah. Yeah. Because if no one ever told you you couldn't do something, you just go and do it. Goes into your subconscious mind, the truth. Yeah. And like I said, it goes from 0 to 7 years old. It goes into the subconscious mind as a truth. Right. Right. And not only that, I think both of us were mothers at a very young age compared to the age that people are really having children today. You were the Yeah, right. Well, I didn't have that situation. I was an only child, so but as far as that goes, I mean, for us personally, I think you were a mother at a young age, and I had 2 children by the time I was 20. Well, that's a lot. Well, yeah, yeah, you didn't get to be a kid. Right, because you were taking care of children when you were a young girl, and, like, even me, even though I was an only child, my parents worked, so I was expected to take care of myself from the time I was, like, 7. That was the old days. You can't leave a child at 7 years old alone at home today, or they'll send the Mountie police after you. But I mean, I did the same thing and I think a lot of the kids growing up, uh, our children in our era when we had the kids and they were growing up, they called them latchkey kids. But you can't that doesn't really happen today anymore. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. But it was, I mean, and kids, not children, but the young adults aren't really having children till they're like 22 or 25 or maybe 27 or 30 today. And I mean, right, right. Well, yeah, that's the benefits of having children early. One of them. Well, but yeah, you are. No, it's not the worst thing he ever did. I think they have a movie about that now. I think there's a movie. I think the mother decided to go to college and she went to the same college where her kids were. And then all the kids there were liking her mom. Yeah. I can't, I can't, Jennifer McCarthy, is that her name? She played on Mike and Mindy. Right. Yeah, I think she plays the mother. Now, well, I don't know. Was it a show or was it a movie? Well, now we did our chitty chitty chat, so we know how to do this a little. I think we could get the lighting a little better for both of us, but yeah. And then I know there's a way to get two people on here because I've seen people do it. And I'm not I'm a little bit technical, but I'm not really the technical wizard. Mm. You got a smartphone. Yeah. Well, I got a computer when this was a desktop when they first came out because I wanted to find a way to make money online. And I had always had a computer background because in the old days they didn't call it data entry, they called it key punching. And that was one of the things that I learned. So I was always familiar with computers. And then when I saw the PC come out, I got it. And this was the early days of the internet. And I wanted to find a business that I could work online. And I did find a couple actually. The one was actually like a shopping portal and I did make some money with it. But not the big, yeah, not the big amounts of money that people are making today. But the computer, it wasn't, I mean, I always worked with computers on my jobs. So I can't begin to tell you how many times I crashed that computer because I really didn't know what I was doing because I didn't know what I was doing because it was not familiar as with what I worked with. And no. And luckily I had a boyfriend that could fix them. And he told me to stop messing around with the drivers. But um and I tried to do, I can't begin to tell you all of this different things and it just didn't click. And then one night I went to bed, I got up the next day and it all clicked and didn't have a problem anymore. But I did I don't know. It's just that I was so frustrated because I would crash the darn thing and lose all my information, and then we'd have to redo the whole thing. I can't tell you how many times I did that. And like I said, then one night after a while, everything just clicked in my head, and I went back to the computer and I kind of knew what I was doing. Hmm. Well, oh, you have to. I mean, and when you're a little bit older, because now they teach all of these things in school. I mean, when I took college courses, and all I really wanted to do was learn how to do the what were they called? Word processing at the time. And I it was like there was 3 and 4 different machines to do word processing. Yeah, and I didn't care who invented the first typewriter. I just wanted to learn the machine. What good was it to learn who the hell made the first typewriter? I needed to learn how to work those machines because I wanted to, like get a different job or advance in my job. And I just couldn't get the hang of that either. Because on different things, and it's now when they teach you the word program, now you can move things around and change your paragraphs and move this here and that there, but you have to know how to do that too, or you lose all your material. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's all. And there was a lot of different salon programs out there where you could do astonishing things with them. Yeah. 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 Well, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. And if you haven't been working with computers for a long time, if this is just new to you, it's like, because even if you worked a job where you had a computer, if you weren't like a secretary that worked with Excel or Word or Publisher or something like that, most of the time you had your little program that you worked with on your computer at work. And then you just knew how to enter in the stuff that you needed to enter in your computer. Right. It wasn't like, oh, I have to use the Word program. Oh, I got to use the Excel program. Oh, I got to do Publisher. If you didn't have a job that had those things in it, you weren't working with it. You were just working with the program that came with that job. So working with a PC, was like, even for you, like a program in a salon. Okay, you can make appointments with it. You can track inventory with it. You can use it as a cash register. You can put in that program what the person, what you did to their hair. And you might even put their name and address in there to keep a customer database so that you could send them out a reminder you haven't been at the salon for a while, or you're up for a cut or a color or blah blah blah. Well, you still made it. You did it the way you did it and you made it, so that's all that counts. Mhm. Well, that's misinformation in your brain. Well, my funny thing was when I did massage, even though I knew their name, they put a health survey together. If they would talk to me during the massage and tell me about their life, I would remember their whole story, but forget their name. Isn't that the craziest thing? But isn't that the craziest thing? How can you remember an hour conversation, but you don't remember their name? Yeah. it- Well, that's where that computer program would have came in handy. Well, I I had Yeah, well, we'll have to continue this conversation and keep doing these YouTubes, and uh, we're gonna. Well, and we better tell them who we are. I'm Madeline Rudy, and that's Deborah Monson. And Deborah has a 30-year background in cosmetology, plus many other things. I have a 30-year background in alternative therapies. Right. And some of the healing arts. Both of us have that. Well, I think yeah, well, probably in the 90s, the late 90s or early 90s, there was a where we got stirred up that, oh, we need to learn how to do some healing techniques, or like I'm like, oh, well, I have to learn how to do massage. Never had a massage my whole life, but it's like I got to go learn this. Oh no, no, now I've had many. No, I've had many. But even like when went to school to be an esthetician, I had never had a facial. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. Now not so much. Well, it has to. But it changes, but then it goes back to the same. I know. I know, isn't it crazy? I like to change my hair up. Like I used to do around here they had some place we have a couple of beauty schools, and we had a couple of hairstylists, men who would like teach other people from around the country. And then I would volunteer as a model. So then I would get all kinds of different hairstyles and colors, and but it kept you fresh, you know. Yeah. Yeah, and well, it's coming back. Yeah. Well, and it's still, people still do it for proms and stuff. They do updos. Well, we mastered this for the moment. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, this was fun. So now I'm going to end the stream and Madeline will be here, Deborah Munson there, and we'll be back again. Or Poison Ivy.